Earthquake swarm mystifies scientists as the Greek island tremors continue in Santorini. We know that in 1600 BC it had a VI7 super eruption. For 3 weeks, Dionysia Koubelou has been dealing with the anxiety and stress of her students on the Greek island of Amorgos, which is next to Santorini. It's felt thousands of earthquakes. We've had over 13,000 earthquakes in the past 12 days or so. She's been teaching remotely since Greek authorities shut down all schools on the island of Amorgos, its more famous neighbor Santorini and other nearby islands, until at least February 21st. Some children ask her whether they should hide under a bed when they feel a tremor. It's like during the COVID pandemic, Koubelou said, but in 2020-21 we could stay home and protect ourselves from the virus, whereas now at any moment we don't know what might happen, she said. Now this seismic swarm, between January 26 and February 14, more than 19,200 quakes were recorded off the islands of the Cyclades archipelago, the area of Santorini, according to the University of Athens Seismology Laboratory. Amorgos and 3 other islands are in a state of emergency until March 11. On Monday, another 5.1 magnitude, today that is, undersea quake was recorded off the island of Amorgos, which is huge, of course. The seismic swarm has caused no casualties or significant damage, and the tremors have lessened in intensity and frequency in recent days, but they still mystify scientists. On the rocky island, over 9 hours by ferry from Piraeus in the winter, the 1,900 permanent residents have mainly stayed on the island, except for a few due to professional or health reasons. Stated the mayor, Lefteris Karaiskos, thousands have left the island of Santorini. The island's cafes and taverns are closed for winter, and between the whitewashed domed chapels, only frogs and kittens give a glimpse of life in the sleepy alleys. Many of the quakes have been too weak to be felt, but nerves were put to the test by the 5.3 magnitude tremor on February 10 that was felt as far as Athens. That evening, Sotiris was in his kitchen. He said, "We rushed outside because we were so scared," recounted the man who chose not to reveal his last name as he hauled construction material in his wheelbarrow. "But you know, in Greece we're used to earthquakes," he said. The tremors have hit the island continuously, according to Poppy Prasinou, as she set up vegetables in front of her mini market. Of course, everyone there is exhausted. People are starting to get tired, noted the mother of 2, while expressing relief that the tremors have decreased in intensity. Yes, because, you can't sleep, especially parents. They have to be awake, trying to see what they're going to do and when they're going to wake up their children to leave their homes. Now, as part of the state of emergency, rescue reinforcements have been dispatched from the mainland. At the port of Katapola, seated with their thick morning coffee, the elders remembered the 1956 earthquake, measuring between 7.5 and 7.7 magnitude, followed by a tsunami with 60 feet high waves, and Amorgos was devastated. There was no information on anything like that at that time, recalled 83-year-old Vangelis Mendrinos. "We were terrified. We don't want to see that again." From the cliffs, a group of firefighters watched the islet of Anidros. Most epicenters are being recorded just off the uninhabited rocklet. Amorgos is surrounded by 6 faults, and seismologists are installing new sensors to better understand the phenomenon. I did make, a few days ago, I did post a video showing the geodesy seismometers, but they only show details up to 2016. I don't understand why they're not recording from 2016 up to today. That's unacceptable to me. Now, in the countryside, the sheep bleat as usual, although shepherds say their herds are more nervous from constantly feeling the ground shaking. At the Viotisa monastery, built into the rock on a cliffside, only the noise made by the quake slightly disturbs the 2 monks and a volunteer who live in near seclusion during winter. "If we have to leave, this is the best place to leave quickly for heaven," said the volunteer Constantine Papakostandinu with a smile, pointing to the open Aegean Sea below the monastery. Another less spiritual concern is beginning to emerge on the islands that see an annual summer invasion of tourists. Amorgos hosts 100,000 tourists every year, according to its mayor. Don't scare people away, otherwise they won't come this summer, one resident told AFP. And this is on Agency France Press by Yannick Pasek on Science Alert. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.